Alright, somebody sent me a message asking me why um, I don't change my title of my business or my martial arts school. Well, I like I like the name. I really do like the name. Um, Jenny helped me come up with a name, and I think it's great. It was really catchy, and I really like it because even though what I do is very hard to label, um, Freddy's Modern Kung Fu like comes very close to expressing in words what I do. And I'm going back to the real meaning of Kung Fu opposed to the stereotyped meaning or the corrupted understanding of the people out there. Because when people think about Kung Fu, they think about maybe Kung Fu Panda. They'll think about um, that person that made the song called Kung Fu Fighting. They might think about Jackie Chan. They might think about Jet Li. They might think about Bruce Lee. Um, they might think about animal styles. They might think about the Shaolin monks and the Shaolin Kung Fu. There's just a lot of things that float around in people's minds when they think about the word Kung Fu. But Kung Fu basically is just like this inner discipline that you have to improve. It basically means like really hard, like hard work. And that's what I like to do is I like to work hard, and this is my expression of working hard, not just in combat, not just limited to combat, but just in life. Like martial arts to me is a way of life. So in a way, this is my expression of my way of life, my martial way of life. And I like the word. And another thing is it, the word where it comes from China, it's a part of my heritage and my history and my blood. So, because my parents are from there, they immigrated from there, and that's my blood. But I was born here in America, and I am so used to speaking English. I don't really speak Chinese much, but that's part of me. That word is a part of me. That language is a part of me. So using that word is to me a benefit because it fits my business title very well and my school very well, and also what I'm trying to teach very well. I don't just teach fighting. That's a small part of what I teach. I don't just teach martial arts. I teach like on a lot of different things. Whatever I feel like teaching on, that's what I teach. And that's what I like about the word Kung Fu is it gives you that broad ability. It's not like, oh, I only do fitness, or I only do martial arts, or I only do self-defense, or and limited. I only, teach people how to cook, or I only teach people how to cut their hair, or I only teach, about nutrition, or relationships, or love. I don't limit myself. I like to be able to teach, not just teach, but express myself. Not really teach, but just express myself in however I want. And that's what I like about the word. It's just allowing me the freedom to do that. And that's what the word really is, just my modern expression of my Kung Fu. I also like how my name is tagged onto the business name, so then it'd be pretty clear, like down the line, like, hey, whether or not this name or this business label is being abused or exploited and corrupted, because when you don't put your name in there and you just say Jeet Kune Do, then there could be a bunch of people that know nothing at all about Jeet Kune Do that claim Jeet Kune Do, and that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. When you say something Jeet Kune Do or Aikido, anybody could just claim that, even though they know absolutely nothing about it. There's no one there to enforce the people not to use that label because they haven't like earn the right to use that label. You know, just like there's certain labels are protected. You know, I mean, I just saw this video that somebody forwarded to me about this guy who was like claiming to people that he was a Navy SEAL, but in actuality he wasn't. And then they had investigators, basically, and the news person all over this guy, and basically just showing how this person was lying about his history and how he's just telling everybody he's a Navy SEAL when he really wasn't. But this is a government label, and they will, you know, they'll come after you if you try to go too far with that. Like if you try to put that in your resume, and then they do the background checks and they find out that you're not a Navy SEAL, it can come back to you and haunt you, you know, and they're gonna punish you. And labels, certain labels are protected. Like you can't even put on your car like big stickers saying that you're the police. You know, that's a label that's protected. You can't put that on your car unless you're really, only the government has a right, you know, to use that label, you know. So there's certain labels that are protected, you know, like American labels, like you know, we're a doctor. You can't just claim yourself to be a doctor unless you are actually certified, you know. You know, you know, some of these labels are protected to the point where you have to earn it. You truly do have to earn it. And basically, what I see with these labels like Jeet Kune Do and Wing Chun and Aikido and Karate or whatever, people just say whatever they want to say, and they haven't like really earned the right to use that label. But with Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, it's a label that I created. It's a business that I created, and is protected by copyright and protected by the law, and basically it's a label that I own, you know, and it's a part of me. So if down the future, say somebody, you know, years, decades from now, and somebody, you know, is claiming Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, but then his name's not even Freddy, his name's like John, and he's claiming Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, it's pretty clear, like, why are you claiming Freddy's Modern Kung Fu when your name's not even Freddy? Like, where's the real Freddy? Who's the real Freddy that created this label or this business? And then they do the research to find out that this person is fraudulent, you know, because he didn't have the right to use that label. Only I could give the right for other people to use this label in a way of where, you know, to use the label to profit with the label and basically continue on the business. But I could choose to also end the business. You know, that's the control that I have over this label. And that's what I like about it, that my name's in there, it's tagged in there. You know, and you know, the more that the business builds, you know, the more that, like, there's a potential for people to abuse that label and use that label, you know, for, you know, fraudulent reasons, or, you know, trying to corrupt the label and things like that. So I really do like the label. I like the logo. I love the logo. I love the label and what it represents. So I don't see a need to change it. But another aspect is, you know, once you put so much time and effort and money into building upon this label, you know, it's like starting all over when it's unnecessary. Like, why start over when you don't have to? Like, if you put, you know, I put, like, the YouTube channel has been up since about 2009, and now it's 2014. So about 5 years, almost 5 years, the YouTube channel's been up. You know, so, like, I spent 5 years building on this label. And for me just to change it, just like that, it almost puts those 5 years to waste. Because not only is it the YouTube channel with the over 10,000 videos that I've used with that label with to market, you know, a new way, not only that, all that time and energy put into the YouTube videos, but my business name at the, you know, physical location is under that label. You know, you can't just change a label just like that. I mean, it takes a lot of work. So my business is under that label. The signage that I paid out there, which is over a few $1,000s, is with that label. Okay, and then all the uniforms and the apparel with Freddy's Modern Kung Fu and that label, thousands of dollars has been put into that. Thousands of dollars have been put into, a few $1,000s has been put into the badges and the shields with that label. Okay, and that is my business label. Money has been put into, basically registering the business and getting the business license under that label. I mean, everything is under the label. You change the label, you end up having to change everything. It's like starting all over. And there's really no need to do that unless the business fails. So if the business fails and I need to reopen another business, then I can create another name. But until then, the label will stay, and I'm going to continue to build upon the label, and I like the label. There's absolutely no reason to change it. And as I stated, the word Kung Fu is a part of my heritage, is a part of my bloodline. The Chinese is a part of me. Even though I was born here and lived here, raised here. My family, my parents are from China, and I'm at the point where I need to merge both teachings together, the West and the East. And Freddy's Modern are two words that are from the West, and then Kung Fu is from the East. So it's like a balance in a way, like a balance of the East and the West. So I really do like the label a lot, and I plan on keeping the label. If I ever do change the label, or if I end up having to go out of business and create another label, I'll probably go with the Tao, or Tao of Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, and that will be the change. But as for now, it's just Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, and I like it, but as far as communicating to the public on a consistent basis, I'll try to use the English language more often than anything else. Like, rather than saying Zen, which is Japanese for meditation, just say meditation. Rather than saying nunchucks, which I think is a Japanese word, just say chain sticks. Rather than saying kali sticks, just call them wooden sticks. Like, I'm trying to keep these labels more consistent with the English language, so then people are not so confused, and also so then certain labels are not being abused and exploited and taken advantage of, like Jeet Kune Do or Wing Chun, things like that. It's like, why can't you just say that you teach martial arts? Why do you gotta say that you teach Jeet Kune Do when that's impossible because you're not Bruce Lee? And why you gotta say that you teach Wing Chun when who gave you the permission to teach Wing Chun? When the creator died like hundreds or even thousands of years ago. I mean, it really is like, it's really sad. And just like that person that sent me that video, it's like this guy's claiming Navy SEALs, and it's coming back to him. He's getting humiliated, and news reporters chasing after him, asking him all these questions, and he's getting embarrassed and everything. And that's what I think should be. These labels need to be protected. You can't just have anybody out in the streets say that they're a Navy SEAL when they didn't put in that hard work and time to go through that type of training. It completely destroys the meaning of that label when people don't represent it or represent it in the correct way. So I think that we should create our own labels and promote our own labels, and not hide behind somebody else's label. That's the way that I see it. You know, like if you truly want to be at a high level, or you want to be an entrepreneur or a business owner or whatever, you got to create your own. You know, but if you don't care to do that because you don't got the time or the passion, then yeah, you could promote somebody else's label, you know, and help them out, help them better their business, you know. So that's what I see.